Welcome back to the channel, and boy, oh boy, what a game that was. Whew, my heart is racing. There were so many chances. The team didn't give up as they win 3-2 in overtime. McDavid with his 20th from Darnell Nurse. What a rush that was. We'll get into that. And before I start this, props to Vancouver's goalie Spencer Martin. He faced 50 shots tonight, saved 47. You can't ask a goalie to do much more than that. This loss for him, it's not even on him. The way he battled for the Vancouver Canucks, props to him. But what about our goalie, Mikko Koskinenis? And we'll get into that in a minute. So after the first period, it was 0-0. Edmonton had 15 or 18 shots. Vancouver had, I think, 10. And, it was a good start. It was like the start against the Florida Panthers, where we put a bunch of shots on, nothing to show for it. Then comes the second, and, Pettersson snipes it from the left-hand side. Being a left-hand shot, goes, I think it nicks Koskinen's shoulder and goes in the top corner through CC. So that's a goal that, Koskinen would probably want back. Well, and then we're on another power play. And I'll get to the power play stuff in a bit here. Power play, they turn it over, and JT Miller finds Tyler Mott, and he buries it just underneath the pad of Mikko Koskinenis, which another one Mikko probably wants back. But we still got the win, so I don't think he's going to worry too much about it. So after the second was 2-0, and the Sportsnet broadcast was saying Edmonton needs to hit more. They need to get more physical because power plays aren't going to come like Beetlejuice. You can't say power play, power play, power play, and all of a sudden get one. Well, third period comes. Ryan McLeod passes it, hits a skate, goes outside of the zone. He picks it up. Comes in and shoots short side from a tough angle. Spencer Martin probably wants that one back. But that is the growth of McLeod, the confidence to start shooting from anywhere. After that, 2-1 assists do go to Chris Russell and Slater Cuckoo on that play. Then about 4 minutes later, well, I gotta say about 2 minutes later because the goal scored was about 4 minutes. 2 minutes later, Edmonton gets a power play. Bouchard on this power play, I'll get into it, is lethal. This is probably better than Barrie last year, I would think. But I'll get back into that. They have an amazing power play. Don't score, but they keep the pressure on. They were getting first to the pucks. They were winning every puck battle. And what a pass by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to Draisaitl in his sweet spot. Top corner, 2-2 after 3. And, of course, I told you at the beginning, this overtime was... Edmonton had probably 100 chances to actually win this game before they did. But going back to that second power play, before Draisaitl scored, Mikko Koskinen made a breakaway save on Tyler Mott. And that, my friends, is the turning point of this game because right after Draisaitl did score. So that was the save that Edmonton viciously always needs. Koskinen did it, and look what happens. Draisaitl scores not even a minute later. So overtime, pretty stellar. It had my heart racing. Good two-way. And I kind of like that Tippett broke up Draisaitl and McDavid for the overtime. It gives us two power play units that are lethal. Not saying Nuge and Yamo or Nuge and Puljujarvi aren't, but it gives us Draisaitl, a natural-born shooter, to go on that. And now you got to face, okay, well, if I put Pettersson and Besser with Hughes against McDavid, Nurse, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, then who am I playing against Draisaitl? JT Miller, Tyler Mott, and I don't know, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Like, teams are going to get confused because Edmonton's going to switch it up on them. So this overtime was nerve-wracking. Like, it could have ended. Keith had a few drives. Draisaitl had a few drives. Nuge had chances. And ultimately at end, what a good rush by Darnell Nurse to use his body to protect the puck and slide it over to onrushing McDavid to pot it in. He was going against Dickerson. Dickerson is not a slow dude. Dickerson is one of probably the only guys that can actually keep up to Connor McDavid. And he outbeat him to the net to pot in his 20th. Alright, that's the game recap since I'm like blown over the moon by this game. It was a really entertaining game to watch, especially that third and overtime. Now, let's talk about Mikko Koskinen. You know, he had a pretty stellar game. This is the Mikko Koskinen we need night in and night out. Yes, he did let in 2 so-so goals. Not going to blame him on that because the first one, CC was in the way and Pettersson's a bona fide shooter. Like, he knows how to shoot those. Like Tyler Mott, he didn't go down fast enough, but that's okay. We still got the win. I'm not going to be here to criticize Mikko Koskinen, as he did make 25 saves for a .926 save percentage tonight, which is well above his average for the season. So there's that. Now, to the power play. Tippett finally realizing what fans have been calling for. Bouchard on the power play. I don't know how many shots Bouchard took on the power play alone, let alone 5-on-5. I bet you alone on that second power play, Bouchard, or second or third power play, second, Bouchard had, I gotta say, 5 to 7 shots. Easily had those shots. Some missed the net, whatnot. Edmonton did shot attempt Vancouver. I bet you they were close to 100 or over 100 plus for shot attempts. And Bouchard on this power play has reignited it. And also with having Ryan Nugent-Hopkins back, who had a hell of a game. You could not tell that he's been out since New Year's Eve. He played and played. When they said he'll practice tomorrow and if he's fine, he'll go, I was expecting, a 90, 85, 80% Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Not a guy that's giving 110% first, right back. You know what I mean? So good game on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and the 3 stars just came out. Tyler Mott was third star. Leon Draisaitl was first. And of course, Spencer Martin was first. Leon Draisaitl was second, sorry. Spencer Martin was first star. And give props. This was a goalies game. Mikko Koskinen made that timely save on that power play we had where Tyler Mott got his second breakaway. And that was ultimately the turning point for the Edmonton Oilers. Was they finally got a key save from Koskinen. And it lit them up. Same with that hit from Darnell Nurse on Quinn Hughes. That sparked the team. That's been the spark this team has been missing for quite some time. And it's great to see the guys playing. I know it's only 2 games, but like I said in my other pregame video, take it game by day. If you win 2, lose 1, at the end of the season, you're still going to be I don't know, I think it was 48 and whatever. You're still going to have playoff numbers if you go 2-1 the rest of the year. So that's great. And also, if you're better in the Pacific Division, we moved to 10-2 in the Pacific Division. That's even better. We are only now, I think, 4 or 6 points out of third place, and we got 6 games in hand over LA. The Edmonton Oilers is not out of this. As bad as that slump was for us, or is still, because we're technically in it, it's not that bad standing-wise as teams were losing too. But anyway, that is the game recap. What a game. The Edmonton Oilers win 3-2 in overtime. McDavid with his 20th, assisted by Nurse with what a game. And, hopefully this translates at home Thursday night versus the Nashville Predators. That's a huge game too. We do have on Thursday the Canada men's soccer team game. Be sure if you're into soccer, tune into that. They are playing Honduras, and they are oh so close from their first ever World Cup appearance for soccer. That is great. You guys have a great rest of your night. I'm heading to bed because I got to be up in the morning. You guys stay safe out there.